Hello and welcome to part 7 of this Best of App Lab series. In this video I've got game codes to give away. I also cover 10 awesome free and paid App Lab games. And if you don't find what you're after here, you can check out the previous parts of this series linked in the description below. Now just before I talk about the competition, I just want to quickly mention my new channel. If you like electronics, if you like old retro consoles and fixing things, then you might like this channel. What I do in my first ever video is try to fix this handheld console from the late 70s, early 80s, which wasn't working at all. And the video is me basically opening it up, troubleshooting and trying to fix the thing. And to find out if I do manage to fix it in the end, you have to check out the video. It's linked in the description below. And like I say, if this is your kind of thing, I really appreciate your support in checking out the video and potentially subscribing. Okay, well, here is the moment of truth. And now on to the competition. I have 2 game codes to give away, one for ARROWHEAD Medieval Archery, which is a medieval archery game, funnily enough, where you have to hit the targets. It's a lot of fun. I feature it in this video. And I have one more game code to give away. It's for HITSTREAM. This is a fitness game. Again, another App Lab game I feature in this video. So if you're interested in checking them out, I've got timestamps below. So you can jump ahead to check out those games if you like. And in order to be in with a chance of winning a code, all you need to do is let me know when this object appears in the video. So this object will appear at some point in the video, and all you need to do is comment in the comment section below the timestamp of when the object appears. And also let me know which code you would like to be in with a chance of winning, either ARROWHEAD Medieval Archery or HITSTREAM. And what I'll do, in about a week, I'll randomly choose a winner from that comment section. I will reply to your comment to let you know you've won, so make sure you check YouTube and your notifications for my reply to find out if you've won or not in about a week's time. And we're going to kick this list off with a freebie. This is Cartridge 81. It's a retro-inspired VR shooter. I've seen a few of these kinds of shooters, but this is one of the better ones for sure. It's a rail shooter and it's really simple. You've got to shoot as many pixelated enemies as you can. You gain points by shooting enemies and lose points if you miss enemies. So if you're aiming for that high score, you want to be as accurate as possible. And you might be surprised to learn that nothing can hurt you in this game. So if you're after a really casual experience, you can have that here. But that doesn't mean the game is too easy either. If you want to get that high score, you really have to practice. And figuring out how to take down some of the end of level bosses can be a real challenge. There are 3 levels lasting 10 minutes each, with a boss at the end of each level. The game controls really well, and there are a variety of enemies, all with their own unique movement patterns to keep things from getting stale. And on top of that, these enemies will approach you from all sides, so it makes really good use of VR. I really had a lot of fun with this one. Looks great, plays well, incredible arcade action. Next on the list is Iron Guard VR. This is a sci-fi tower defense game that's made in the spirit of classic real-time strategy games. There's a fair bit of content here with 30 levels on offer at the time of this video. You get a bit of a story with this game too, which you don't always find with App Lab games. The story goes that the year is 2232 AD. A ship has crash landed on a planet, leaving the crew stranded and at the mercy of these killer AI robots. So in order to survive, you collect resources and build various defensive structures like these turrets here. You also have control of this drone, which is capable of doing some damage, but you still certainly need to have defensive structures in place if you hope to survive. What I really love about this game is not only does it look great with responsive controls, but it has quite a lot of depth to it as well as strategy. There are a lot of things to unlock, like different turrets, path blockers, mining harvesters, as well as the ability to upgrade your drone. And with each level it's a different setting with a limited number of resources, so you really have to think carefully about how you're going to spend them. Do you want to build one type of turret that will shoot the enemy, or another type like this one that slows them down? Or do you want to upgrade your turret at the expense of building more turrets? You also have to decide where the best place is to build your defensive structures. Here for example, I built one turret that slows them down and another that kills them, which turned out to be a pretty lethal combo when working together. The type of strategy used will also come down to the types of enemies you are facing. There are different types of enemy units. Some are really quick but don't do a whole lot of damage, while others are quite slow yet are quite heavy hitters. I really like the soundtrack too. It reminded me a lot of the old Command & Conquer games. And when I saw the fact that you can get a harvester that harvests crystals for resources, then it's pretty clear to me that this game was inspired more than probably just a little bit by Command & Conquer, which if you're a fan of the series like me is a great thing. And moving on to Arrowhead Medieval Archery. Thanks to the developer, I'm giving away a game code for this game, so if you're interested in what you see, check out the introduction to learn how to enter the competition. The aim of the game is simple. You just got to hit the targets with the arrows in as few shots as possible. The more arrows you have left over at the end of the stage, the more stars you get, and if you run out of arrows, then you have to repeat the stage. But each time you hit a target, you get an arrow back, and if you hit the target in the bullseye, you receive 2 arrows. So of course, like any target shooting game, it's all about accuracy. And you not only earn more stars by doing better, but you can also earn currency. That currency can be used to buy new bows and arrows, with each bow and arrow type having their own unique characteristics which could help your performance in the game. I really like this game because not only do the bow mechanics feel really intuitive, the bow feels good to handle, but there are a ton of different stages and each stage gets harder as you progress, and the stages are also quite varied with different types of targets and layouts, so it doesn't get boring. And if that isn't enough, in addition to their campaign, there are also these challenges that unlock as you progress. Like this one where I have to hit as many targets as I can within the time limit. So this is honestly one of the best archery games that I've played, and it'd be good also if you do suffer from motion sickness, as you are stationary the entire game, so it's probably not going to trigger it. If you're into VR fitness, then HITSTREAM is well worth a look in. It's a game I featured before on this channel, but in its various pre-released forms. Now you can get the full game for a price, and what you get for your money is a selection of scenes. Each of these scenes have different songs and journeys, so you can go for a 10-minute journey, a 20-minute journey, or a 30-minute journey, depending on how intense you want your workout to be. You work out in these nice outdoor scenic environments, and then you punch, hit, swing, dodge, and move around in response to these obstacles coming at you to the rhythm of the music. And I love the fact that it makes great use of your 360 environment, as obstacles will be coming at you from all sides. I also really like the upbeat, high energy music. Unfortunately, I can't show you that here due to potential copyright reasons, but if you want to try it for yourself, there is a demo that you can download from AppLab, so you can see if the music is to your taste. It also allows you to track your performance in a number of ways, including how hard you're hitting, and gives you a total score for that stage. Then you can track your performance over time in the main menu area. And if you're feeling really competitive, you can see how you stack up in the online leaderboard. I've been a fan of this game ever since it was first released on SideQuest in its pre-release form back in Feb 2020. And the reason why I really like this VR fitness game is simple. It gives you a great workout without you even realizing how hard you're working because you're having so much fun. And I think that's the mark of any great VR fitness game. Similar to HITSTREAM, this next game I've also featured on my channel before. This is Operation Serpens, and I wanted to showcase it again because it has received so many updates since I last showed it. It's practically a new game. The best way for me to describe how it feels to play Operation Serpens is like stepping into an 80s action movie. You'll be doing things like you only see in those movies, like firing from the hip, dual wielding, and holding your pistol in your mouth as you climb a ladder. And that for me is what really makes this game awesome. So you have this campaign mode where you have to work your way up to the final boss. Each mission is different from the last, not only in the environment but also in the objective, and you can tell a lot of thought has gone into constructing each of these missions to make them varied, interesting and fun. There's also a zombie horde mode, in addition to this contest mode where you shoot these tiny big-headed enemies that kind of look like soft toy versions of the enemies in the game. Then there's the new multiplayer co-op mode. There's only one stage right now, but there's more to come. And here you can team up with a buddy to fight off waves of enemies. There are also a huge selection of weapons to choose from. But I gotta say, my favourite weapon has to be this drone. I wouldn't say it's the most effective weapon, but it's definitely the most awesome. Well, aside from this one, of course, which you can unlock. Next up is a great little freebie. It's STUNT TRACK BUILDER. This is a free-to-play physics simulation game. You build the track so these little toy cars can then collect the donuts to earn points. It allows you to play 3 different stages, the kitchen, living room and bedroom, and along the way you can unlock new toy cars and store them in your garage. Currently there are 20 to collect. Each level we have challenges, and trying to collect all the donuts would take you quite a bit of time, so there's potentially quite a lot of content here. Now while the game is free, there are some in-app purchases, so you can purchase additional challenge packs to provide more content, but there's still tons to enjoy here even if you don't purchase these. It's really easy to get carried away building tracks. I found this game to be super addictive, and one reviewer summed it up really well, saying if you love Hot Wheels you'll love this game, and I couldn't agree more. From stunt cars with wheels to racing flying ships, this is Z-Race. It's a bit like the PlayStation game Wipeout but without the weapons. And the ship is controlled using the motion controller, so you do have to move your wrist and arm to steer it. There's currently 3 modes of play. There's the asynchronous multiplayer mode, which I'm playing here, where you race other people's ghost ships from previous attempts they've had on that same track to see how you compare. You then get ranked globally. There's also a party mode currently in beta, allows you to play synchronously with friends, and a tournament mode where you can make your way to the top of the leaderboard in order to win real prizes. I think the current grand prize is $300, but I think I've got a little ways to go before I have a chance of winning anything. There are also 13 ships to choose from different speed classes, and the ships feature logos from well-known VR websites and influencers, which is a nice touch. This one I'm playing right now is the Steve Knows ship, and you can even hear his voice as the voice of the pilot.
Great job, you can now floor it, but use it wisely.
There are currently 15 stages to unlock, and each stage is different from the last, with lots of twists, turns, obstacles and pickups. In fact, the track design is one of the things I like most about this game, as well as the sense of speed you get from racing these hovercraft. You really feel like you're hurtling down these tunnels at breakneck speed. One word of warning though, the description on this game does say that it won't cause motion sickness. I don't think this is strictly true. I think while they've probably managed to limit it, I think the possibility for motion sickness is still there. Thankfully though, there is a demo that you can try, so if that is a concern for you, then definitely try before you buy. Shuttle Maze is another game that I've played as a side quest demo that has really come a long way and is now a full game on App Lab. The game involves navigating a ship through a shuttle maze using your thumbstick and motion controller. Completing the objectives and getting to the end of the maze will require good timing and precision if you want to get past the many obstacles in your way. There are currently 6 campaign levels and 10 race levels which pit you against the clock. The game also features online leaderboards. I love that the game has this retro feel to it, but what really stands out for me is that it's really polished, from the graphics to the gameplay to the music, sound effects and narrative. And it does have a really good narrative. I won't spoil it for you, but it did keep me entertained throughout the game.
Use that portal to enter the space station.
Copy, I'm going in.
If you're in the market for a good pool or billiards game, then I can recommend Black Hole Pool. When you download the game, you get a 7-day free trial, and if you want to play beyond that, then you can pay, I think it's about $10 around $10. So the main reason I'd recommend this game would be the physics. The physics are really good, and it's super easy to learn to control your cue and move around the table. I also think they nailed the atmosphere of a pool hall. They've even got this YouTube screen so you can watch a show or listen to some of your favorite music while you're playing a game. There's a practice mode, you can play 8 and 9 ball. There's also a single player mode with an AI ladder. You can play multiplayer against friends through invitation, and there's a multiplayer ranked game. There's not much more to add other than if you are after a solid billiards or pool game, this is definitely worth your time. And we'll finish our list with ATMOS ARENA. Sorry, but I did capture footage of me playing this. Unfortunately, it got corrupted, so I'm just going to use the trailer in its place. And I'll mention that at the time of this video, this game is free, but it's free for a limited time. And at this time, it only works for Quest 2. If ATMOS ARENA looks familiar, you might be thinking of the game Swarm, and it's actually brought to us by the same developers. It's just a prototype for now, but even as a prototype, it's so much fun. Swinging past skyscrapers like Spider-Man, or exploring underground caves. And you do it using these grappling hooks, which take a little while to get used to, but once you get the hang of them, You'll have such a good time swinging around at breakneck speed. There's currently a deathmatch mode as well as a racing mode where you swing through the city, needing to make your way through these hoops, trying to get the fastest time possible. So that's it for this video. Remember, if you're into retro consoles, fixing things and electronics, you can check out the new channel I just started, linked in the description below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.